Hi people, TS here, just doing my end of season, review of a lot of the players in the team. This will include some players that are currently on loan, some players that's had some interaction with the first team, but they're mainly playing in the under 23s. And this will be, about their season, whether they should be kept, sold, or whether they should go on loan. Of course, some of these decisions, well, not some, of course, all these decisions will be down to the new manager that will be appointed hopefully sometime soon. A lot of talks of it being Mikel Arteta, and a lot of people not being impressed. If this is to sign in, I probably wouldn't be impressed either. But all we can do is, if it is going to be Mikel Arteta, is give him a chance, get behind him, and see how things go. I think the way we have to look at it is at present, we finished sixth in the league this season. Next season will be a minimum to at least try challenge for the top four. I don't expect a new manager to come in and us go all guns blazing to win the Premier League, but the first aim for the new manager next season will be to at least try bring us closer back towards this top four. And whoever the manager is, we'll have to get behind him and see how it goes. But anyways, I'll get into this review for the players and whether or not we should keep them. Start off with the goalkeeper, Petr Cech. He's been at some points of the season been relatively suspect, getting beaten at angles at times that no one expects him to. But bearing that in mind, he's still a keeper I would potentially keep maybe for one more season. I definitely feel we need a new goalkeeper. Ideally, we'd like to get Oblak from Atletico Madrid, but if we're not going to get him, we need to get someone else in, maybe even Jack Butland now. Of course, as Stoke's been relegated, I think he'll be a good addition to have as a goalkeeping option going forward. But yeah, I'd keep Cech, whether that's maybe for one more season. Also, I think his contract ends next season anyway, so he probably might be looking to hang up his boots anyways. But that'll be my opinion on Petr Cech. David Ospina, he's coming to the team at some parts of the season. Some parts he's played quite a bit, and he's never really proved that he can really challenge for this number one spot. And even with Cech having like a not as good season as he has had since he's first come to Arsenal, I think Ospina not really challenging for that number one spot. I think personally his time's up and it's time for him to go. I would sell him. Maybe he's not a bad keeper. He could definitely find himself at a Premier League club, maybe one of the newly promoted sides. Who knows? But I think his time at Arsenal would be done. For Matt Macey, young keeper, plays a lot on the under 23s. He's had a couple of appearances with Arsenal this season. He's very big, commanding goalkeeper. I'd say definitely one for the future. He's definitely someone I'd keep. Probably wouldn't, if the opportunity comes for him to go out on loan to a Premier League side or even a side in the Championship, I would say take it. If not, I'd say keep him in there. And of course, if we get another decent quality goalkeeper, then of course it'd be good for him to learn from them and gain his experience training with them on a daily basis. So that would be my opinion on Matt Macey. Getting into the defenders, first off, Mertesacker, not sure why he stayed an extra year. More or less didn't play at all. And I think comments he said it hurts when he plays, which is mad to think he was given another contract, but he's retired now, so he's going into the youth setup at Arsenal, so his future is already decided, but he would have been one that would be for the bin or to sell anyways, I'd say so. Lauren Koscielny, he's another one, unfortunately, that I'd have to say it's time for him to be sold. When he was first signed, he was liable with a couple of mistakes. Then he's had like a good few solid years where he's been a top quality defender for us, but season he's been, terrible at times, really terrible at times. A lot of mistakes, getting turned very easily, and I feel that his time personally is up at the club. There's no point even keeping him. We can't rely on him to stay fit. It's best that we get someone else in. Obviously, there's talks of Socrates coming in. Be interesting to see what actually happens. But of course, a centre half is definitely a key position which we require to acquire someone new and for the going into the new season. Another defender who's been quite suspect at times this season is Mustafi. Funny enough, I actually keep Mustafi. I'll give him one more season under a new manager. Of course, there's a new manager coming in. I'll give him one more season to see if he can adapt to a new manager's training methods, and whether if he defends alongside another defender of top quality, whether his performances pick up and improve. So I would actually keep Mustafi. The same goes for the next three defenders. They're all youngsters. Rob Holding didn't really have much game time this season. Callum Chambers, of recent, he's played quite a bit and he's looked quite solid, so I'll definitely keep him. And of course, Mavropanos has only played more or less 2 games as such, but he's looked good so far when he's come in, and for someone to come in looking of that good raw talent, hopefully that doesn't get coached out of him and he can keep some of his physicality and the way he plays to his game going forward. Kolasinac is another one. He started the season so well. He's bombing up and down the wing. Obviously, he come highly rated from the Bundesliga, and he's definitely someone I'd keep for next season. Hopefully, he can push on. Monreal, without question, for me personally, our player of the season. There's an aging left back. He's played well at left back. He's played well at centre back. He scored quite a few goals for us this season. He'd be my player of the season, 100%. Our right back, our only right back, Hector Bellerin. There's a lot of talks questioning his commitment. He's definitely a good player. People say his pace gets him out of a lot of situations at times. That's what it's meant to do. If you've got pace, it's meant to help you get out of these sticky situations which you can sometimes put yourself in. I would actually keep Hector Bellerin. It'd be good for us to get a new right back in, not someone that's going to be like a fringe squad player right back, an actual right back, someone that's going to challenge him, make him push on, make him know that when he goes into each game it's going to have to be 100% commitment, because if he makes any mistakes then that's it, sort of thing. Like, you'll be out of the team next week. But I'll definitely keep him for one more year. Hopefully a new manager can coach him more on the defensive side, because going forward isn't an issue for him. In some of his defensive work, sometimes getting caught up position, that's the sort of stuff that tends to catch up on him at times. But I'll definitely be keeping Hector Bellerin. Going into the midfield, I'll start off with Aaron Ramsey. At times he's looked a bit. At times in the past, people think, he's not so good, sell him. But I think he's had a great season. I think he's definitely one of our top players, and he's definitely someone that we need to get tied down to a new deal. And he's definitely one of the main players in that midfield area. And he's commanding, and I think a new manager that comes in just has to work around getting the best out of him. Of course, he's played most of the season playing in like a midfield 2, sometimes a 3, which relies a lot of defensive work from him. But I think we'll get the best out of Aaron Ramsey if we get him pushing up the field, pushing up more, getting into those attacking positions. So he's definitely someone I'd keep. Jack Wilshere, 100% someone I'd keep. We still need to know now what the situation is going to be with his contract. Talks are that he'll be signing a new deal, and we all hope he will be. I was gutted to hear he didn't make the World Cup squad. That'll be another video that I'll be making, and you can check that out as well, about the England World Cup squad. But Wilshere is definitely someone we need to keep, someone that's got the passion of Arsenal through and through, and I believe he can spread that passion to a lot of the other squad players and of course the manager, to help this team push on going into the new season. Santi Cazorla, it was good to see him back in training after the crazy injury he's had. It's been a long recovery road for him. Again, he's not someone I expect to see play a full season, but bearing that in mind, he's quite an influential member of the team, and he's a player that his words, and he has good leadership. So bearing in mind the new season, obviously with a new manager, he's someone that I'd keep around the team. How much game time he gets, who knows, but he's definitely someone for the influential side of things of what he has. I'd keep him in and around the Arsenal side. Granit Xhaka and Mohamed Elneny, of course, they're meant to be the more defensive midfielder type players. Obviously, Elneny can do that role really well. He has a lot of energy. He keeps things ticking over. He doesn't try to do anything fancy. But what he does it well. And I think he's been really good this season. It was a shame that he got injured towards the end of the season. But he signed a new deal, and I expect a good future from Mohamed Elneny. For Granit Xhaka, at the start of the season, he was giving away goal after goal after goal. Every mistake he was making was leading to us conceding a goal. But same way with Granit Xhaka, I still feel when a new manager comes in, you need to actually work out what this guy's position is, because he's one of the few players at Arsenal that like shooting from outside the box, which I actually like, because all this passing around the box nonsense, it doesn't win us a lot of games at times. So he's one of those guys that in the position from outside the box, he doesn't mind having a crack, and that's what we need sometimes, instead of trying to play this fancy passing the ball into the goal stuff. So I'll definitely keep Granit Xhaka, but I think the new manager would have to really find out what this guy's position is. I personally think he's a central midfielder, not a defensive midfielder. I think he's a central midfielder that can, that can push forwards, can shoot, can score, and he's also got like a bit of a nasty streak to him with the tackling. I think he needs to learn how to control that a bit, but I think he can definitely be a commanding midfielder for us. And like I said, under a new coach, we'll probably do really, really well. Next I go on to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Played more or less everywhere, so many different positions this season. Coming into the team, starting off at left back, although he's a natural central midfielder. He's done really well at left back. He's done really well at right back, and then he got a couple of opportunities at centre mid, mainly against Manchester United at Old Trafford. And he absolutely bossed it in the middle of the park, and you can see he's definitely a top quality central midfielder. It'll be interesting to see what the new manager does. Of course, he 100% has to be someone that stays at the club. Bearing what he's done of the season just gone, it'd be surprising to see him go out on loan, but of course he's still someone that needs to develop, so that decision will be down to the new manager. But me personally, I'd be keeping him. Then going on to Mkhitaryan. Of course, we got Mkhitaryan in January as part of the Alexis Sanchez going to Man United deal, and if you look at how both players have performed since that deal, I definitely feel we got the better of the deal. I'm not saying that Mkhitaryan's a better player than Alexis Sanchez, but what he's brought to the team, it's definitely been really good. Of course, he's someone that can play out wide, so we can play in that number 10 position, and of course he has this like bromance, this proper coordination with Aubameyang from their Dortmund days, where they really know how to link up well, which looks really good. And I think a pre-season together now at Arsenal going into the new season, we'll really start to see the best of them next season. And he's 100% someone I'd keep. Mesut Ozil, for the first part of the season, he's playing at some points really fantastic. Got himself this new deal worth 350k a week, and ever since that new deal, he's either been off ill, apparently back injury this, back injury that, or he's sick. And not just myself, I think a lot of Arsenal fans are slightly fed up with this nonsense. My personal opinion on Ozil is, we know how much of a good player he is, but he needs to make a decision now. If he wants to buck up his ideas and scrap this sickness bollocks, or he either bucks that up and starts manning up, or he can piss off, to be honest with you. That's my honest opinion. It's all good. You're on 350k a week. If you're not feeling too well, you can still come training. You can still play matches. You're ill. You're not injured. You say you got a slight back injury and stuff. Who knows? We'll see if he's injured or ill now that the World Cup's on. I doubt that's going to happen at all. So, he's got a decision to make. He wants to buck up his ideas, or he can piss off. That's the honest opinion on him. Alex Iwobi, he's got quite a bit of sticks this season, to be fair. When he first came into the team, we played a certain way. He looked really, really good, and then season just gone. He hasn't really, pushed on. Lots of talk whether that, when he's being played, he's not being played in his correct position. From what I've seen of him, what I see of him, when he plays in various different positions, I definitely feel that he's more effective playing in the middle, or occasionally on the right. He looks effective on the right. I don't think playing on the left hand side really does him any wonders. But because there's kind of like because of the other players that can play through the middle, he's very unlikely he's going to get his main lot of opportunities through the middle. So when he's getting game time on the left or right, he's really still got to show what he can do and shine regardless. For the new season, I personally think that we should go on loan, and because I don't think he's going to be in the first team, and if he is going to get game time, it most likely be in the Europa League. So I think it would be good for him to go on loan. He can go on loan to a Premier League side. I'd definitely say a lot of Premier League sides out of the top 6-7 would take him, and I definitely feel he can be effective there, and he can learn his craft, perfect his game, and then come back the following season, and we'll see then after a season's loan whether he's a player of quality that we can push on, or whether he's someone that's not going to quite make the cut at Arsenal. But I definitely think that's something to look at. Going into the strikers, obviously Lacazette, Aubameyang, 100% are going to keep them. Even Danny Welbeck of recent, the way he's been playing has been really good, and I think now the fact that there's Lacazette and Aubameyang there is going to help Welbeck to push on. Obviously he's not really going to play that striker role, he'll mainly play off the left more times, but even when he's been playing off the left, he's been really, really aggressive, and it really causes defences a lot of problems. Even Danny Welbeck, Nketiah, of course, well known for earlier on in the Carabao Cup this season, coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals to win us the game, and he's looked really good when he's come on at times. Still didn't understand in the second leg of the semi-final against Atletico why he wasn't brought on. Kid's got nothing to lose. I personally would keep Nketiah for the next season. Of course, it's Europa League football again. I feel, especially in the group stages of Europa League football, I feel he can be starting those games, to be honest with you. With the squad we have for next season for the Europa League, we can have a top quality first team, especially if we get some proper signings in, and we can have still a good quality team to get us through the group stages of the Europa League. And then when we get into the knockout stages of Europa League, we can go from there and see where we are in terms of competition, to see where we can push on. But I'll definitely keep Nketiah. I think as a young striker right now, I think learning from the likes of Lacazette, Aubameyang, even to some aspects Welbeck, can only help you push on to become a top quality player. So that would be my opinion on Eddie Nketiah. One player I've missed out, he's played a few games of recent in the Premier League, was Reiss Nelson. We know what quality this guy has. Only thing I believe he would need to do this pre-season would be to in a sense work on his physicality. A couple of games he's played, he's been kind of like pushed off the ball kind of easily, and of course at this level of football, not saying he has to be the strongest player in the world, but he has to learn how to work on his physicality and such, so that he can maintain the ball more and retain it, and of course not give the ball away in positions which then could lead to the other team putting on an attack and scoring, like what happened in the Man United game at Old Trafford. Although I did think he was fouled, but of course some fouls that will get given at under 23 level won't be given in the Premier League. Of course, you look at some other top quality, not so big built players, as an example, like Raheem Sterling. He's a small player, but he doesn't really get bossed off the ball too much. So maybe if Reiss Nelson can work on his game like that, who knows? He's definitely be someone that I would be keeping for the new season, and he's definitely someone that I feel should get more game time, especially in those group stages of the Europa League, and playing in his actual position, not as a wing back. So that's my opinion on a majority of the Arsenal players, what should be done for them next season. Some of them a brief review of how they played this season just gone. Feel free to let me know your comments below, whether there'd be anything that you would change, anything you would do differently. and who you think we should sign, and what you would think if Arteta is actually named the manager. If you haven't already done so, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.